Part number 3 about being a pirate is creating pirate connections. So usually when I talk about the third part in every video, I'm talking about emotions, the emotion part of it. And a lot about emotion is the adventure. Is the adventure about things. And what I want to talk is something a little bit different this time. It's about the connections. So your emotions, it's what brings connection. Actually, your sadness, it's what helps you connect to people. So how can you create just giving you a moment to see where I am. So creating connections between people, the sadness is what helps it. And so for example, we have this way about seeing life, like we need money, we need to work at a job, and then if we work really hard we get enough money to go on this vacation. So I'm here in Tulum, Mexico, and I'm in this beautiful place. There's a beautiful pool, beautiful beach, Caribbean side. Thank you. I like that you watch it. So we're doing a workshop here. So we got to this little festival here in Salina. They do a lot of workshop. I got here because I'm doing a workshop myself. So my friend was the one that created the connection. We got in cooperation with them to do that, and that's really cool, because I wouldn't even got here if I didn't know that guy that I'm talking about, that we're now doing workshops together. Jeff, the Urban Barefoot, by the way. Why are they pirate connection? Because we have the box of how connection should be created. They need to be created if I work with someone and then I'm having this boring conversation with him. It's like, hello, how are you? Good, da 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 da. And then somehow we expect something amazing gonna happen in our life. Your whole relationship is gonna be based on this moment. And if you're starting this moment with like, hey, how are you? I'm just a regular person, nothing extraordinary gonna come out of it. So you want to start it with something special. So you can say, I have a story about you that you're this and that, or I'm a pirate, or it's like all this weird, ridiculous stuff that doesn't make sense, and that's where your whole relationship is going to be outside the box. So that's the first step about creating different connection. We expect this something special to happen, but we keep our result or keep doing the same regular things. Just want to share with you some stuff that's going on here in this festival. What are the things that I used to do that didn't work for me, that actually I would kind of left behind? So having like boring conversation with people. Like, here's an experiment. Try not to say anymore, how are you? And if you're saying that, like, I'm good, I'm just fine, I'm good. Try to put an X in your map about these words. And every time you're gonna ask someone something, ask him something that is not this ordinary question, like, not how are you? Say like, what are you working on with this clothes that you're wearing? You have I noticed that you have extraordinary clothes. What are you? Is this related to your job? Or you can say to someone, I have a story about you. Like, I have a story about you that you're a pirate, or something like that. And that's a great way to start a conversation. And if someone is starting and saying like, how are you, where are you from? You can invent all these stories. Like, I'm a pirate, or I'm from this ancient magical land with beautiful mountains and seas and skies. It's like creating this story that is out of the ordinary. Another thing is being introduced to other people and creating like a social circle connection between people. And the secret about doing that is doing something special about your life. Being connected to something that you really care about, something that is outside the normal. Like, so people around you need to know that you have this mission in life, something that you really care about. So for example, for me, it's about possibility management. It's about helping people getting more possibilities. It's taking a stand about saving the Dead Sea and, you know, taking a stand against all these corporations that ruin the world in the fastest rate possible. And yeah, like reaching out to my higher self, getting connected to my spirit, to my archetypal meaning in life. And people that are around me, they know it about me, so they know that that's my mission. So if, for example, one of my friends is gonna hear about another guy that is doing stuff like that, he's gonna say, you need to connect with this guy, he's also doing the same thing. And that's what happened to me with Jeff. We had another woman from Possibility Management, and she knew him, and she said, the way she introduced us is like, she told me, listen, you have to meet Jeff, he's your soul brother, because she knows what his mission and what his spirit is and how his spirit is. And she knows me, and she did this connection between us. So if I was just this guy that is like just working in a normal job, is like not having like a specific mission, it's just like, I don't know what I want to do about my life and that, this and that, she couldn't make this connection with him, and I wasn't here because we created this adventure, this pirate adventure together. That's part of the reason why I got here, because I just said, yes, let's go. I didn't know what is this place, Tulum, and I just came. Otherwise, you know, I was somewhere else. And there's this something about your mission that draws people into you, so you can tell them, you share your story. So part of the way that I'm drawing people to what I do today is that I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this workshop here, you should come. And then they're getting connected to this, you know, to this thing that I'm doing. So I'm drawing people in, or they look at me and they see all the chains, you know, and they're like, what is that? And I'm talking to them about my archetypal mission. I'm talking to them about that I got this from an ashram, from my guru, and then immediately they're drawn to what you do if they are connected to that aspect of their life. Maybe they're more connected to other aspects of their life, and it's not interesting for them, and that's great, because I want to connect to people that are pirates like me, that are outside the, you know, the modern culture, what you need to do things. So another cool thing you can do to create more special connection with people around you, that you can do with people that already you have in your life, is to create these pirate agreements. We call them pirate agreements in Possibility Management. And what it actually means, it means to tell someone, let's do this crazy thing together. Like, let's stop smoking together, or let's go to this country together. Or let's agree that every time I'm saying forever and always and like, every time I say this word that are fake, I give you $5. Like, you create a pirate agreement together, and it's kind of change your relationship. That's how you create content. So for example, it's a little bit different example, but we have a game that we play every time we go in to eat. So every time we eat dinner here and we feel this dinner is going to be like ordinary, boring, talking about like boring things, we play a game. It's a possibility dinner game.
Michelle touched her hands while she washed.
And every time this game goes, like, everyone invent their own rules. Everyone invent their rule, and then we all create this new game. So every time we have dinner, it makes this interesting experience for everyone that is so different that everyone remember that. And then everyone remember that, and everyone experience together this special thing. So this new thing is created between you. Between your connection is now extraordinary, not ordinary. And now everyone is going to remember this experience because it was different. It was not just another dinner with friends. It was this crazy dinner that we all rowed the boat, and we all danced on the tables, and we all have to go to the waitress and tell them I'm the best, I'm crazy, and stuff like that. So we all had this crazy experience together, and that created a special bond together. So what brings me to the top of the subject is creating a community. So what you actually want, if you want to be a pirate, you need your community, because we are responsible, conscious pirates. So we need to be in a team. We don't need, but we want to be in a team because it's more conscious and responsible, and we can do more things for the world like that. So we're creating here a community. It's like this community is being created here in Mexico right now, and in South America. And there's there's the big community of possibility management, and there's also our nano nation, the nation that we are creating together, and it's just being formed. But the way we actually created this community is so cool. We just talked about it. So another way to create pirate connection between people and create a pirate community is to start to talk about it. Hey, we want to create a community, we want to gather people. It's like we just started to talk about it, and it's kind of happened. Like all these people came, and suddenly there's people around, and everyone wants to be a part of something bigger, part of something cooler. Like everyone wants to be part of this community, conscious community. So just like by talking about it, you're creating that. And I wonder where it's gonna go from here, because who knows, it's gonna be really cool. So that's a few things I could say about the third thing about being a pirate, is creating pirate connection. I gave you some example here. I really can talk about it for hours. And if one of those things really touch you and you want more details about it, you can contact me privately. Okay, off to the fourth thing. Good morning. Just waking up very early. And we're going to the unknown. We're going to do a video. We didn't even feel like opening the camera right now. Like I said, it's too early, but we're going into the unknown. We're opening the camera, we started to speak, and that's actually the fourth part of this video, is about going into the unknown. If you want to be a conscious pirate, you need to be very comfortable with the unknown. Just like doing things without knowing where you're going. And that's actually almost like a paradox, because if you don't know, how can I tell you what it is? So we have all these experiences from the unknown. We have all these experiences of how it feels to walk into the unknown, and how you can get better in that, basically. How you can be better going into the unknown, because usually it's kind of scary. It makes us scared. It gives us anger, sadness, fear. So we have all these tools how to use it, and I brought
Mohit. Hi guys, nice to meet you.
Nahid, and yeah, let's start. That's how you do it.
It's good, Puerto Escondido.
Come to Puerto Escondido with Guillermo, swim with dolphins. Jump! Okay, so I really want to bring home that distinction about going into the unknown, because what is really preventing us from going to the unknown? It's our box. Our box is freaking out. Our box have feelings of fear, emotions of fear that prevents it from doing that things that scared us. Maybe it's quitting our corporate job and going on a trip. Maybe it's saying hello to this beautiful stranger in the street that we don't know. Maybe it's seeing this business opportunity with someone and you see that, okay, that person can really help me in my journey into becoming whatever I want to become, and not saying anything. So we have these parts of us, like the box, who we say we are. It's like, I'm too shy to do it, or I'm not this kind of person to do that. And also there's another part of us, which is our being want to evolve, want to develop, want to go to the unknown. And there is all this conflict. For example, I had this woman tell me, my passion is to be an architect, but I actually also want to travel the whole world. And what I want to travel the whole world, that's what I really want to do, but I also have that passion of becoming an architect and go to school. So if you take those two things, it's like, why she won't go all over the world? What's preventing her? It's her fear. She have these voices of authority from when she was young, which is, go to do something with your life. And doing something, it means learning something. Learning something, it means in the academy. Going to the academy, it means spending 3 or 4 years, listening to teachers and doing all this work at home and doing all of that. And that's what she thinks is her passion. So what is preventing her from jumping to the unknown and going abroad and maybe going to Italy and meeting some architects in Italy and, doing all of that? What's preventing her from starting this project by herself, like designing a house or something? So it's like there's all these possibilities, but something is preventing her, and that's the practice of going to the unknown. So the first tool here is basically practicing this. It's like we're practicing our muscles. So I see all these people today with really beautiful body. You can see how they worked on their body, like every muscle is in the right place. So it's almost the same, but it's about something else. It's about creating these muscles of going to the unknown, because every time we're going to go to the unknown, we're going to have this fear. So what are we going to do? We're going to let this fear hold us in place, or we're going to have this practice of okay, I know this feeling, this is where I get scared, and on those few times that I did it, it worked. So I maybe do small steps to practice. So for example, one small step for some people can be go to talk to a stranger on the street. For some people it wouldn't be a problem, or for some people it can be something that's totally outside their box and too far, and then they will probably not do it. So you need to find your own things that are a little bit outside your box, but just enough that you feel fear and you can do them anyways as experiment. And that's how you practice these muscles of jumping into the unknown. So for example, the woman I'm traveling right now, she came to Mexico, and when she came to Mexico, she had this new job waiting for her. So she just came to Mexico for 1 week, and then she knew she wanted to stay in Mexico, and it was really outside her box to go and ask for that, and to call her new boss. Even when she told me that, I had a little cringe. It's like, what? You're gonna go to your boss right now and you're gonna tell them that you're not taking the new job that he just accepted you for? And she had that fear, and she went for it. She did it anyways. So that was exactly the right amount of outside her box and jumping into the unknown, but she did it. And now she's in Mexico and she don't know what she's gonna do, and all these things are happening for her. So, and that's the magical part. That's the chocolate that we get in the end. We jump into the unknown, it's really hard, and then we do it anyways. Saying yes before you understand what it is, because what is basically you wanting to get explanation of. So for example, let's say you want to quit your corporate job, or you want to, like Nahid just did, and she came to Mexico, she decided to quit her corporate job. So what is it that you need? You probably want some security. You want to know how you're gonna get your money. You want to know where you're gonna travel, what you're gonna do, how much it's gonna cost you. You want to know when you're gonna go back, what's the time frame. you want to know all these things before you jump in and do it. But actually another way, you just say yes and go on this journey and then figure it out. How was it to quit your corporate job?
How was it?
Yeah. What did you feel?
At the beginning, I felt like really anger. And
Anger because?
anger because I felt sad, anger, and what else?
Fear?
Exactly, because I think in my inner, I already knew that I'm not gonna go back, but I signed it because it's what you should do, because yeah, I thought it's not gonna be able to be around in the world, and yeah, I felt anger and sadness because with signing the contract was like a commitment. And to disappoint the people, kids and the team as well. So I think it was just anger and sadness because of me, because I didn't make the decision before that. So you know what I mean? Do you?
Like it was for me when I came to Portugal after the second lockdown in Israel. I just said yes. For example, for me, I'm in this pool in this hostel, and it's like there's all these people around me, and everyone are quiet right now, and I have all these fears, like I'm talking to the camera. It's like, and I had to get to my unknown to do it, because yes, I practice sometimes to walk on the street and talk with the camera on me, but now there's all these people and everything is quiet, so it's also jumping into the unknown for me. So doing this video, it's also how I develop my muscles of going to the unknown. So that's one part of it. Going to the unknown, no plans. No plans. I asked you the other day, what is your plan? No plans. That's a big part of it. That's a big part of it, of having no plan and see what happens. This is experiment. This week, try to say 3 times yes to something and then figuring it out. So just yesterday, we went on a road trip and we said, what is the plan that we have right now? We don't know. We don't have any plan. We're just going. And so we find all these things on the way. We did all this fun stuff and it became like an adventure on our own. So there are actually part of us that love that, love the fear, love not knowing. Just really get excited. It was a really special trip. Much more if we planned the whole thing. And 1 month ago in Costa Rica, I went for a 1-week trip, which was like that. We didn't know where we're going. We picked up hitchhikers on the way, and we asked them, where you think we should go? And they told us, go there, and we just went there. We didn't have any plan. So doing things without a plan can create really amazing things in your life. So we end up doing all these workshops there, and we meeting all these people. It's a really special thing to just say yes, and then like figuring it out. Or for example, if you go on this journey right now, let's say you go on a trip abroad and you can plan things. So one thing you can do, which is really cool, is put all this intention in your trip. For example, my intention is to meet the people that are going to bring me to the next step in my work, or finding this special experience for you, and you just plan that dream, plan that idea there, and just see what happens without knowing how you're going to do it exactly. So for me, in this huge journey that I'm doing across the world right now, I wanted to bring the people that bring me to my next step of evolution in what I do. So before that I was a coach, like I was just, the self-development coach. I wasn't mainstream even then, but it was like self-development. And now I discovered this new thing, which is possibility management, which is totally a new thing. And I met these people and I did this workshop and I became a trainer in possibility management, and it was something that I didn't know how, but I wanted to do it. So another thing that I did in my trip is I selected a few countries, and I had this vision of going between this country and circling around the world and creating these centers of places that I love, building communities there, creating connections there, and then going around these places and and discovering more and more of what can I do. So I did that in this trip, and I didn't know how, but suddenly I'm going through all these states, and I'm actually doing that. So here's the last thing about it. It's almost like what blocks us from being conscious, like a pirate, like a renegade, going around and doing stuff. It's like we have this blockage. It's like, no, stop. And I know you feel it. Try to connect to a time right now. As you're watching this, try to connect to a time when you were like, you wanted to do that, but you're like, there was something that prevented you. And that is going into the unknown. That's the part of it, and I see it, and that's the topic of this whole video. When people want to do something that they really feel the calling to, and they feel that that's my mission in life, to deliver this work, but then they have this resistance, like, no, I need to do a diploma, or I need to go and do this 5 years at school about it, or I need to meet that person before, I need to get rich before, or first I need to get enough money, and then I'm gonna go there, and then I'm gonna do this, and it's like all this resistance, because going into the unknown, it scares us. But what would happen if you change your point of origin? It's like, I'm a person that goes to the unknown. I'm not Dor, the guy that is a self-development coach and he only know to do this, this, and that. Who is? I'm not that. I'm changing my point of origin. I'm this conscious pirate that's going around the world and creating things without knowing how they're gonna happen. All these people that I'm with, they're creating with me the things that I don't know how to create. All I needed is to say yes and be there and jump to the unknown. So I needed to change my point of origin from being my box to being something else. It can be a conscious pirate, or it can be this wizard, or it can be this mermaid, or it can be a witch, or it can be Robin Hood, or I don't know what. It can be like this archetypal warrior that came to do something in the world. So this is where it's going, changing your point of origin from someone that doesn't like the unknown to someone that is experimenting with the unknown and looking for possibilities to go there. So if you need more possibilities to go to the unknown, just contact me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you had as much high-level fun as me doing that. So just go into my website now and contact me there, or just send a message on social media. Hope you subscribe and liked. See you on the other side. Ciao.